still do some crazy things. So we'll see.
It's on top. Slam dunk pitches.
Huge turn.
It's time for stop number 3 on the Atlantic Kubb Tour. We are in Nokesville, Virginia for the granddaddy of them all on the East Coast, the East Coast Kubb Championship. Cedar Run Brewery is the location for the second year in a row. On a somewhat misty and, dare I say, dour day. Sven, is that the right way to use that word?
Sounds appropriate.
It sounds appropriate.
Misty and dour. Look at all the water on those trophies.
Water on the trophies. I hope those things aren't going to suck it all up and warp over time. I know that happens to floors sometimes. I am Stu Gander. With me, Mr. Sven Hikas. Sven, what's shaking, baby?
Well, we're shaking a lot of water off these tents today, Stu. It's a wet one out here today, but not muddy like North Carolina. This place drains well. It's going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I hear you. It's surprisingly, for the amount, this morning it was a consistent heavy mist, I would say, for several hours, and yet the grass is thick stuff. But anyway, we'll get more into that. Here's our championship bracket: Kubb Stashes, Das Kubb, AGDC, and number 4. Who was number 4, Sven?
Vector, I think.
Vector.
Or Functional Kubbaholics, one of those.
Oh, yeah. Could be. But today, quarterfinal match, we're going to have AGDC out of Raleigh Kubb facing off against the Ice Kubbs, playing in their first tournament of the year, but a regular on tour. I don't know if you saw it, Sven, in the intro cards there, but AGDC, a lot of teams get matching shirts. AGDC with the matching sweatpants today.
Yes, great look at AGDC.
Yeah, a little background on that. They showed up yesterday, hadn't looked at the forecast, and sat up over dinner saying, oh boy, we're in trouble. We didn't bring any pants.
Well, yeah, the forecast originally was for about 70 degrees and maybe some light rain, and today we're lucky if we're going to hit 55.
Yeah, it's not warm. It's wet. Yeah. And yet not muddy. Crazy how that happens. But we're going to have a bit of condensed coverage of the East Coast Championship this year, Sven. Is that how you would how you would characterize that?
I'd say we had some logistical issues. Logistics had some problems in this one. It happens.
We had issues on a couple of the pitches. Skinny Lou. We're just outside of DC. Skinny Lou decided to take a tour of the White House yesterday and pulled the old "Don't you know who I am?" And they didn't know who he was. So he's still in the Hooskow, I think.
Yeah, and just failed to record. I mean, look, we're a low budget operation here at Amateur Hour Productions. Us and our whopping 111 subscribers aren't really paying the bills, so our equipment isn't always the best.
Yeah,
and so it can be a little finicky here and there, and turns out that it just decided to take half the tournament off. So
yeah,
we got what we got.
We're gonna have one quarterfinal. We're gonna get updates from the other quarterfinals. And then we're going to have one semifinal and get updates from the other semifinal.
We're recording about as much as these guys are hitting eights.
Yeah, that's 0. But here are the remaining stops on the Atlantic Kubb Tour. Maryland, of course, up next. And by the time this episode's premieres, it'll be just a couple weeks away or a few weeks away. And then we're going to PA and back south for the Blasters out of Raleigh Kubb.
Let me tell you one thing. New team here. So Ice Kubbs, I would say, is one of the least clever Kubb names ever. Our 8th seed today, new team out of Virginia. Their name is Kubb Shot Compilation. I love it. That's clever. That might be the new Kubb name of the year nationally.
I believe there was someone earlier today who turned to me at some point and said, "Oh my God, I just got their name." I don't remember who it was though.
It's probably Home Sweet Home. No.
No. It was not them. I don't. One of the regular crew, but I can't remember which one.
Yeah. What was throwing me off is they spelled it all with no spaces, so just Coop Shot compilation, and that in a smaller font is hard to read.
Yeah, it's a lot of letters there.
Yeah. So, and I kept wanting to say the other word.
Yeah, that would have been unfortunate.
Yeah. Look at this, man. We're putting on an 8-meter clinic. And this is kind of what we've seen all day. Look, I don't think any team is really shooting the lights out. It's been very up and down. If anyone were to watch the opening match between Kubb Stashes and AGDC today, they would have thought we just learned how to play this game like last night. It was so bad.
Yeah, so we could talk a little bit about how we ended up here. AGDC actually after 3 rounds was 1-2. They haven't lost since, but boy, their opening match was against the Kubb Stashes, and that was some ugly Kubb being played.
What was that one turn? That one turn, like Dan hits a nice groove, gets like 5 with 1, and then they go 0 for 5 at the single, and it wasn't blocked up. It was just.
Yeah, it was. It
was a comedy of errors on both sides. It was not pretty on either side of that one.
But I think both teams have probably gotten back into the groove a little bit.
Rallied, yeah.
Yeah, I know after the third round when AGDC was 1-2, they both kind of went to unused pitches and practiced by themselves for a little bit. Seemed to right the ship.
It was rough. Yeah, I know. I mean, basically, Das Kubb gifted Kubb Stashes the #1 seed as well. Nice camera awareness by Dan. You'd think you'd get this by now.
Well, I think Jeremy got one because I see one back there.
I think he did too.
Now, is he gonna get a meatloaf? I have no idea.
Yeah, he already has.
Well, maybe he already has a meatloaf.
Is he gonna get a turkey? Nope. That's a loaf, though.
Oh, he does have a loaf. Look at that.
Nice.
Got some nice dental work there, Mr. Loaf.
But yeah, so like basically Das Kubb had the #1 seed if Nick doesn't miss a king. And he did, and it ended up going to time, and they went tied leading, which basically allowed Kubb Stashes to stay in a lead by half a point, and thus capture the #1 seed, which it would have. The sides of the bracket are very lopsided right now.
Agree.
So this side of the bracket is much harder to get through than the Kubb Stashes side of the bracket, where they basically have to beat a team in the quarterfinals who hasn't won a game all day. That would be our friends Kubb Shot compilation, and then they probably get the winner, I believe, of Functioning Kubaholics versus Vector. So I mean, 2 3-player teams in this, one of which is going to be in the semifinals on that side of the bracket. It doesn't look too bad on paper.
Yeah, I gotta believe AGDC wasn't looking to face the Ice Kubbs in the quarterfinals. That's
a surprise.
Yeah, that's it's not what you were expecting. Not what they were expecting. But.
No, I mean sometimes it's weird. We saw this a little bit in North Carolina, and we commented on it because lately it's been a little strange. I mean, normally you think, all right, in this case, 18 field, you should be able to predict who the top 4 seeds are going to be with decent amount of certainty. And then stuff like this happens, and you're like, okay, that wasn't what we really thought. Nice, almost nasty there.
Big 4 with 1.
Drilling conditions can't be much better than they are today. It is nice, and it's not windy. Everything's moving if you want it to move. It's fairly soft, but still moving. It's a nice Nice conditions, really. There's no excuse for this poor play that we've seen across the board other than Wepatons. Just Wepatons do suck. I mean, they're really wet, but I don't know.
Oh, there we go. There's two. They've gotten their Sven loaf, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now Drew can go meatloaf right back.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, TJ with the sweet loaf. Oh, and Drew
Yes.
picks up meatloaf too.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Back to back loaf.
Looks like he's in a straitjacket.
He looks like he's trying to pass some stool.
Back here at Cedar Run Brewery for the second year in a row.
Yep, some tasty beers, some
Mhm.
tasty food truck.
Mm-hmm.
Last night we had a bit of seafood. Today we have a bit of
A little Jamaican.
a little Jamaica me sweat, Sven.
I believe Mike Davis was jerking some chicken at lunch. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's-
Could be wrong. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I was there and watched it with these own two eyes.
Oh, neighbor.
Oh, a little friendly neighbor.
One more to rethrow, I think, though, before we give him that. Maybe.
No,
Nope.
it's in. And that is a friendly neighbor.
Oh, yellow. Got
Look
the
at those
paint out.
threads, Sven.
Got the paint out.
Yeah.
Wow, graphics is really listening to almost everything we say lately.
Yeah.
I love it. Got the old bucket, dump some paint on there.
That's right. That's right.
That is definitely orangey.
Yeah.
Joking.
Yeah, no, it is. But then you try the other way, and that one doesn't look any better either. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. I like the colored scheme for this tournament as well.
I think
It's definitely heavier on the off color of the logo, but I like it.
Yeah. I think if maybe it was a sunnier day out and everything was a little brighter, it might be better. But yeah,
Mhm.
it is very orange.
That was a
All
big
right,
turn.
so we had a bit of a slow start, and all of a sudden, I think both teams have caught fire a little bit.
Mhm.
TJ goes loaf, and now has drilled a neighbor. We'll see if Jeremy can do something with it.
And AGDC came back with three out of 4, 3 out of 5.
3 out of 4.
It's 3 out of 5, I think, because they got the blast in 1.
Yeah, that was 4 with 1, and then 3 with 4 or something. I don't know, whatever.
It was 3 out of 5, but Drew got the loaf.
Oh, okay.
It was a nice turn, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
Oof.
it's a nice drill or blast. What game are we playing, Sven?
I don't know. Bumper pull?
Sure.
Is that Jeremy?
Yeah, so Jeremy looking to blast again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he went triple.
He needs a double here for the red zone.
Oh, nice. Triple double, Sven. That's pretty good.
Yep, turkey leg does it.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Let's see if TJ can knock some down. There's one.
Wow.
Sven, we might be out of here.
Might be over.
Might be over.
Oh!
Just to the right.
So close.
That was close. Oh, all right.
Tied up, 8 in
Yeah,
play.
gives AGDC another chance.
Mm-hmm.
So AGDC, of course, second time teaming up. They came in third at this tournament last year, losing to the Kubb Stashes in the semifinals. A different flavor of Kubb Stash than we have today.
Also, slightly better field last year than this year. Just slightly.
Yeah.
But you got to look at, this team had to be a pre-tournament favorite, I would imagine. I have heard some talk of a bounty on this one, and it was not on these guys, which with the season Dan Corey's putting up, he has to start getting bounties on his head. This is getting ridiculous.
It is we are nearing that territory, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So what's he won? Dan has won the first
1v1.
2 of the year, and then won, I guess it was
Just
3
Maryland
before.
last year.
Yeah, so
Maryland last year.
He's won 3 out of the last 5 on the AKT.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he is burning it up, baby.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a pretty nice drill right there.
Yeah, that dog will hunt.
Yeah, well. Of course, you were talking about the field. Cody Glorioso not here today after his display in the semifinals of North Carolina. He was suspended for one tournament, as we thought might happen. So he is out of this one. He has said he will be back for PA, or I'm sorry, Maryland.
In Maryland,
So,
yeah. He's coming
yeah.
back from Maryland with Adam.
Yep, the Glory Holts make their return to the AKT.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Of course, your cousin is not playing in Maryland.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Apparently, he appealed his suspension, so which is why we see him in this match. If he loses that appeal, he risks potentially being suspended for 2 tournaments. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, these are just lined up. I mean, real nice.
Yeah, no, this is ripe for the picking.
Yeah. What I have seen a bit of today, I think there's a lot of junk in front on a lot of these. Since the drilling conditions are so good, it's leaving them very tight. And we got a Chumbawamba, Sven.
Nice. Always love
so
good
there has been a
Chumbawamba.
lot of blocked up piles in here.
Yeah, they're really tight.
Yeah.
And you're throwing at them with wet batons, and it's not muddy. I mean, look how lush this grass looks.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you're getting good footing, but you got to get through it. And we don't have necessarily a ton of pure just power in this field.
Yeah. So Drew in the red zone has to be perfect. Oh, and he's not perfect, Sven.
Definitely not. There it is.
But does go baseline clear. Nothing wrong with that.
Nope. That'll work.
Yep, that doggy will hunt. Yeah, so no Kubb zone because we don't have anything from the other pitches. But Das Kubb facing off against Home Sweet Home. So number 1 seed Kubb Stashes facing off against the 8 seed Kubb Shot compilation. Number 2 seed Das Kubb facing off against Home Sweet Home. We've got this is the 3-6 matchup, and then the 4-5 is going to be the local team Functioning Kubbaholics out of Northern Virginia here facing off against a somewhat local team, kind of, from Old Line Kubb in Maryland. That is Vector with a K.
Vector, yep.
Vector shows up with the sweetest uniforms I've seen in a long, long time today.
Gorgeous. Get to see those in the semifinal.
Well, they have to make it to the semifinal first.
Yeah, just hypothetically speaking.
Yeah.
It's a possibility we might get. Did I say we get to? I said we might. I meant we might get to see them in the semifinal.
Yes, might.
Let's
talk about the AKT because we didn't talk about that graphic earlier. 6 of the top 10 here. Actually, the top 6. I think all of the top 6 are here. So there could be some movement there. The one that I'm looking at particularly closely are the club standings, because if you look at the teams and their layout today, there really isn't any cross club pollination. It's pretty much each club showed up with their A team. So you're talking double points for any finish. So there could be a lot of movement in the club standings today.
Yeah, I think the clubs all said, you know what, enough of this working together mumbo jumbo. Let's get it on. Yeah,
let's get it on. So we've got AGDC, which is probably Raleigh Kubb's top team. We've got Ice Kubbs. Yeah, exactly. Only team. Yeah. It sounds better to say top team.
Yep, you're right. Definitely the top.
Yeah. Old Line Kubb showing up with the Ice Kubbs or Vector, which is take your pick as to who their top team is. And then you've got Queen City Kubb showing up with Das Kubb, their top team. And we've got an advantage line. This one, Sven, is over.
Oh, it's so over. Tough way to lose, too. He clocked that one off to leave it out.
Jeremy or TJ?
I don't know which at this point. You're confusing me.
Okay.
They don't have their jerseys on to tell. It's impossible. Could go either way.
All right.
I think the tall one's Jeremy.
The guy with the Clemson shirt on, that's TJ.
Okay.
I tell you what, if you want to talk about the person who's most improved their drill on the AKT in the last year and a half, TJ.
I think it's TJ, not Jeremy. I get confused.
It's actually Jeremy, but I'm just going to keep saying TJ to keep the joke going. But legit, like Jeremy's drill has gotten really, really nice over the past year or so.
Agreed. And Dan's still torquing those cubes completely.
Yeah, these are
parallel
just,
to the baseline.
And they're just going in perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one is.
He can even throw a penalty here.
I was going to say he would have to throw this to Mars or something.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Man, just fills it in there anyway.
Mm-hmm. No, it's really nice drilling conditions today. It is not a challenge at all.
Yeah, and even I think it's it's a function of the rain and the mist and whatever, but it's also a function of this grass is just. I mean, you hit it again and again and again, and it still stays there, and it's not going anywhere. So
last night on Friday friendlies before the rain, it wasn't a challenge at all. I mean, like, it's been the biggest question was whether or not this field would drain. Last year it was perfect conditions as far as no rain, sunny, no wind. Today it's basically just softer, no wind.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's nice. Clearly drains well.
Yeah, I tell you, these farmers, this place and Hopkins Farm, apparently these farmers know how to grow stuff, plants and stuff.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it, but
it's impressive.
Yeah, very impressive. All right, so this is like 2 or 3, and then we're done.
It's so over.
Yeah, it looks like that.
Despite the slow start, though, other than the line, it was a good match once they got going.
Yeah, back and forth, a little slow start, and then back-to-back meatloafs. That's always some hot play.
It looks like Dan wasn't even expecting to have to throw one there.
Well, he was expecting wrong. All right, there we go. AGDC takes game 1 of the quarterfinals against the Ice Kubbs. 2.231. Yeah, look at those 8-meter numbers. They're just low. AGDC.
Nice blasting numbers, though.
Yeah, very nice blasting numbers. AGDC did seem to heat up a little bit towards the end of that match, but wasn't enough to rescue their 8-meter score for the game. Dan's broken out the umbrella over here. That's not a bumblebee in the corner, in case you were worried.
Yeah, I was worried. It's probably App State.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't think about it, but there's probably Stogie or whatever his name is on there.
I think Yosef.
Yosef, that's right.
Oh, nice start.
2-for-2 start.
Hey, we might not get to see Nick and his drill later. Do you want to comment on his new style?
Oh, did you play against him last night?
I did.
You? Yeah, he has completely reworked his drilling style, hasn't he? Did you notice that?
Oh, crazy.
Oh, and Coop Stash's knockoff Coop shot compilation. So we got 1/8. But yeah, Nick Bartlett completely changed up his drilling style. Working great today.
He's like a chameleon with the drilling style.
Rain must be picking up a bit. Dan's sheltering. Oh, no.
He is pretty soft. I mean, if there's one criticism, he claims he's from New York, but he isn't really. Pressure clear. Wow.
That would have been absolute disaster.
That's gonna
Of
make
course,
your butt pucker.
AGDC not just Kubb players. They also played for the U.S. National Championship in bumper pool.
Yeah.
So
Surprised they're able to get along this well after that contentious match.
that was a contentious match. But putting their differences aside in order to win championships, I think, is the deal.
Yep.
Dan, of course, will be playing at the World 1v1 this year.
The US 1v1.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I get them mixed. I get them mixed up.
Yep.
Yeah, the US 1v1 championship.
In a couple weeks.
Yep.
Bob's not making an appearance this year. He's sick of playing Dan. It's really what it comes down to. It's just like, seriously, no, I'm not going now. He's like, tired of it.
All right, good clear.
Yeah. All right, this could be it.
Yeah, could be. Would have to go 3 for 3.
Yeah, Drew's gonna ruin it. Yep,
No, he
right
did.
there.
I've seen a lot of that today, where you land it right in front and it hops right over.
Very bouncy.
That has happened many a times today.
Davids has his gloves and muck boots on again.
Yeah, he does. Oh, AGDC had heated up from 8.
Yeah.
Just a slow leaner. Yeah, you can see how thick the grass is from how that Kubb just kind of laid down like that. So Nokesville, I almost said Hoaxville, Virginia. Nokesville, Virginia. About a half an hour from Manassas. Probably, yep. I don't know, just southwest of DC.
Yep. Hey, Dan's the only one out here with an umbrella.
Yeah. But you said he was soft.
Oh, he is. Yeah, I mean, I don't have to say it. He looks soft right now.
I don't see any App State insignia on the.
I think it could be implied.
Yeah,
it's the colors.
Yeah, no, now that you said that, I'm sure that's why it's yellow and black. I just don't know if it's officially licensed merchandise.
No, I don't think it is. They were a pretty rough group here by Jeremy.
Oh boy.
I mean, TJ's having trouble finding his short game right now.
All right, you're down 3 Kubbs. You got to get this and then pick at least one up, or else it's a big danger. Will Robinson.
It's a problem.
Yeah, it's already a problem, but could be a dire situation if you don't get one here. Yeah, I think that's going to be a dire situation.
Yeah, it's going to hurt. So what?
That's a sweet dance. I don't know what dance that is, but they got it going on.
Yeah, they do. So at AJDC went out to the old Super Target last night, picked up some pants.
Yeah. We're both on the way back to their separate, actually, quarters for the night, not staying in the same place. And both called each other from in front of the Super Target and said, "Oh, I was going to tell you, you need me to get you some sweatpants because I'm at Super Target."
Yeah.
And they were just like, "Oh, actually, I'm in the parking lot." "Oh, so am I." "All right, let's walk in together."
Dan 5-star Corey can't risk his 5-star rating with Drew being anywhere near his Airbnb.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He's a hoodlum.
Makes sense. Oh, no.
Field goaled it. You get a really good angle on the drills with this angle right here.
Definitely.
All right, there you go. Still 3 in hand. There's talk about who wants the 8 here.
I'm surprised Dan puts the umbrella down to take his 8.
It does seem like a big ordeal because it's not really raining that hard.
No. Oh, nice. 2
But it's
slow
working
leaders in
for
a
him.
row.
Yep. All right, Drew had the same exact chance in the last game.
Mm-hmm.
1 baseline, 2 in hand. He did him the wrong way.
Oh.
And it looks like he's going to do him the wrong way again unless he just goes 0 for 2. Nope. Does him the wrong way.
It's a nice correction, though. Shorted the first one and corrected it on the second.
Yep. So here we are. Ice Kubbs in a world of hurt right now. They need a whole mess of them.
It's
Just
a dire
a whole
situation.
mess of them. Yep.
Very dire. I mean, this is the worst of the worst. You're down 5-0. Oof.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna need to get 5 with 1 and the rest, I guess.
Probably 4 more, 5 more, whatever it is. Yep. Not likely.
No, that would be a Herculean effort.
I'd be willing to say at this point, this one's over. I mean, it would take a massive just AGDC falling apart for them to lose this game.
Did you see him play in round 1, Sven?
Yeah, I did, but that was a while ago.
Yeah, it was a
nice.
while ago. Vector knocked off Function Kubaholics.
So that sets up a semifinal between Vector and Cube Stashes.
Yeah. A little PA Maryland action.
So based on our knowledge of our logistical issues, that should be our match next week.
That is correct. Yes. Because that will be on the one pitch that's being cameraed.
Yes.
Recorded, I guess, is the word, not cameraed.
Yes. Yeah, because
that was nice. Dan was holding the umbrella. Oh, Dan, your umbrella!
No.
Oh, no! Dan was holding the umbrella over the Kubbs to keep them dry for the Ice Kubbs. That's nice.
So considerate, yeah. Probably the Kubbs are probably like, really, Dan? It's really not wet out here.
It's been out in the rain all day.
We're good.
It's been 5 hours of rain. All right, gotta get the double. No. Jeremy have the Crocs on?
It's hard to tell what those are. They look crockish.
You ever wear Crocs before?
I really haven't.
I never have either, but every time I ever hear from somebody, they're always like, oh, they're so comfortable.
Really?
Yeah. Same with Birkenstocks. Everybody always tells me how comfortable Birkenstocks are.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
All right. This is over.
Yeah. This one is over now.
It was over before, but now it's really over.
Unless Dan throws 5 penalties, this one is over.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, and I don't think Dan has thrown a penalty all day, so.
All
right, so that potentially sets up a battle of North Carolina in the other semi. You're going to have the legends from NC, Das Kubb, facing off against AGDC out of Raleigh Kubb, little Queen City Kubb, Raleigh Kubb rivalry there.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't get it on video, does it really happen?
No.
Because, wow, that was
well,
crazy.
I'll tell you, Das Kubb beat him earlier today. So,
yeah.
And that's not on video, but that happened.
Das Kubb should be the #1 seed right now.
Oh, there you go, and they finished him off.
Odd that they're still playing back there.
Yeah, they're just playing for fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, Home Sweet Homes out of Pittsburgh. They came back this year, which was a late registrant, but really appreciate them coming back. It was awesome.
Yep.
They remembered everyone's name, too.
Yeah,
I'm like, how the heck
nice people.
do you recall everyone's name? Yeah, no, it's impressive.
Walked into the bar last night, talking to Nick Bartlett and Keith. Was that his name? From Home Sweet Home?
Oh, God. See, I'm so bad. I forget their
Yeah,
names.
I can't remember either.
Trish and Matt?
I know Trisha, but I can't remember his name. I thought it was like Keith or something. Whatever. Either way, I'm sitting there talking to Nick, and he walks up to Nick and he says, I got your next beer. I remember you from last year, and you bought me a bunch of beer. So
yeah, well, Nick
right.
always buys a bunch of beer.
Yeah, he does.
His tab is always open.
All right, this one is Ova. All right, Drew with 2 for the King for AGDC to move on to the semis. Not going to miss that one. So AGDC moves on to the semifinals, 2-0. Going to be facing Das Kubb in that semifinal. But the semifinal we're going to have next week is that Kubb Stash's Vector. AGDC finishes at 70%. That's a pretty good number. Ice Kubbs fell off on the 8-meter at the end of that second game. But here is our championship bracket as it stands today. We will have that 1-4 matchup with an update from the AGDC Das Kubb one. And now we can populate our silver bracket as well. So we are off and running, Sven. It is...
we are.
Yeah, it's been a great East Coast Kubb Championship. The 6th or 7th, I don't know how many.
8th.
8th? All right, sounds good.
Yep.
East Coast Kubb Championship has started, and we will have 2 more episodes of one of the semis and one of the finals, and then it's off to Maryland from there. Sven, any pearls of wisdom for us?
No, it was a great quarterfinal. Really enjoyed it, and set up for the semis. Unfortunately for logistics, we're not going to see it all, but we will bring it all to you the best we can, and don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Don't forget to
comment.
subscribe. That's a good idea. Yeah, or whatever you want to. It doesn't really. All right.
I did find out it's Michael and Trish from
There you go.
Home
Mike.
Sweet Home.
Yeah, super nice people.
Mm-hmm.
And remember Nick Bartlett from last year and bought him a beer.
Oh, gotta love it.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, until next week, America. Bazooka.
Bazooka.